what do I got here left on the list here? Oh yeah. So, hashtag Trump fears Yang. Oof, oof, oof. I heard this bubbling up, and then I saw Paget's video about it, and I'm kind of on the fence about it. I mean, I had the same idea months ago, and I thought, it'd be really good. They should really focus on Andrew Yang's campaign, and the Yang Gang should really focus on getting Trump's attention. I mean, why isn't Trump talking about Yang? I keep waiting for it. I keep waiting to wake up to hear he was on the debate stage. I think Trump has talked about Marianne Williamson. I think he's talked about Corey. He's talked about a lot of the lower tier candidates. So why is he not talking about Andrew Yang? And Andrew Yang used to say something at the beginning. I used to hear him say this, and I really like hearing him say this. I haven't heard him say it in quite a while. He said that Donald Trump himself said that the candidate he's the most worried about is some dark horse that nobody knows of, that comes out of nowhere and wins it all. And Andrew Yang says, I'm that guy, I thought that was super powerful, and I have only heard it a handful of times. I'm pretty sure I've watched every Andrew Yang video that exists, at least on YouTube. But I haven't heard him say that again. So I thought, yeah, it's great. Let's get Donald Trump's attention. I find a way to get his attention, get him to comment, because all you guys do tweet on it and tweet it, and millions of people will know about Andrew Yang. But then I thought, I don't know. I don't know if that's the right way to go about things. Trump fears Yang. It feels, I don't know. I know they want to do it. From what I understand, they want to do it to get the media's attention. But I'm on this train of, I know you want media's attention, but don't get the news media's attention, right? Get like entertainment media's attention. Do something outside of the political world to get attention. If you go online and you look up a political video, there's going to be X number of views on it. You go and watch an entertainment video, Justin Bieber or something, Miley Cyrus released a new video, there's going to be millions and millions of views about that. You know what I mean? Millions and millions of views about entertainment, but news media, that stuff doesn't go very far. You could be the most popular in news media and still not know about it. I talk to people who don't know about Bernie Sanders. Like, what? How could you not know about Bernie Sanders? I talk to people who never even heard of Elon Musk. You're like, what? Right? The news media, that's not exactly where you want the attention. You want it in the entertainment media. That's what Donald Trump is. Donald Trump is entertainment for non-political people. Right? That's one of his strengths, non-political people. We've got Marv here in the chat here. Well, he did say the third debate would be when he starts getting aggressive. Yeah, okay, so he did say in the third debate that's when he's going to start getting aggressive. I don't want Andrew Yang to get aggressive, all right? And I want to tell you why, okay? It's along the lines of this Trump fears Yang thing. So you want to get the entertainment media's attention, all right? You want to get the entertainment media's attention. That is going to get him way more views, way more public awareness. And you get the media's attention by doing what he does best. Solve a problem. Solve it. Find a problem in the real world, something to do with real people, and solve it. Actually do it. Put in place a product, a service, a solution to that problem. Solve, even if it's a small problem, solve that problem. If there's something that's showing up on the news, if there's something that's happening in the world, go and solve that problem. Don't just say you're a problem solver. Solve the problem, right? Demonstrate it to people so that they see you in action. And you do that in the real world, in the media world, where everybody is paying attention there, in the entertainment world even, and suddenly you're going to get a lot more attention in the news media, right? Go outside of it to be more interesting. He's got to be more interesting than the most interesting things in politics right now. And people love Bernie Sanders, people love Elizabeth Warren, people love Donald Trump. It's a really hard road to climb up. You don't want to fight in the lane that everybody else is in. You want to make your own lane. And Andrew Yang is not a politician. He is a problem solver. That's what he does best. So put his mind to it and solve a problem. And then also create a product or a service. Like that Donald Trump red hat thing, that Make America Great again, hat thing is a genius idea, because that hat becomes a symbol for an idea that people wear all the time. It's their pride and they put it on. It's not just a political hat. It's something more. It's something that's even in the entertainment world now. It's something that's transcended politics. It's a product that he made famous. So maybe you can't do it with just a hat, because Donald Trump was a super popular guy even before he got into politics. So you have to find some other product to create, something that'd be useful, something that people want, something that will actually help people. And then they have that product in their house. And there it is. Make America think harder. That special thing, that calculator that also fries eggs. Again, that was a terrible example. That's a terrible example. But don't get aggressive. That's not your thing, Andrew Yang. You're not an aggressive guy. You're not an aggressive guy. You're not like, I'm going to fight you, punch you in the face. You know his laugh? He's like goofy, you know? He's a nerd. I don't want to see a nerd fight. I never want to see a nerd fight. Even if the nerd is going to beat the jock's butt, who cares? So you've succeeded at being stronger than the bully. Well, okay, but that was never your thing. So now what? You're going to go and act differently now? Or now you're going to walk around wearing tight t-shirts and lifting weights and wanting to beat people? I mean, Andrew Yang, he ain't aggressive. Don't be aggressive. Lean into your strengths. Right? Use your strengths. Your strength is that you're smarter. Your strength is that you are nicer. Your strength is that you solve problems. So solve a problem. Create a product or service that solves a problem, even if it's very small. Whether it's an app or some tool or some service that solves a problem. Oh, you have some complaint about the media? Create an app or a tool or something that gets around that media. Here's where you can actually hear the opinions of the candidates, and put the list of videos there that get updated by the public, open source, so that people can get real news. And every time you're on the news, you say, hey, check out this thing. If you're tired of how the news is not telling you what's going on, here's this new... Anyway, I'm just spitballing here. Mar says, well, I think he meant just fighting back on policies and calling out his differences. Oh, right. I understand what you mean there, right? You're saying that when he says aggressive, it's not really about being aggressive in that way, but it's about properly rebuttaling. I do like that, and I think it's important on some level to be like rebuttaling what's going on. And if it was anyone else, I'd say yes, absolutely get really good at rebuttaling ideas. And being that counter on the stage. But when it comes to Donald Trump, I don't think that will matter. Hillary Clinton was actually pretty good at countering what he was saying. But I mean, I'd fall asleep halfway through what she was explaining. And she was reacting to what Donald Trump was doing. Far better to just explain your position. Here's the thing. Andrew Yang, he's not running on something where it's like hard to understand how it would benefit you, and it's not a difficult thing. If he just explains the benefits of UBI, once you start explaining and once you actually start thinking about it, are so good and so compelling that no other argument matters. It doesn't matter what the other guy is proposing. UBI is better. Think about any policy that Donald Trump or any of the other candidates are proposing that's better than UBI. Think about it. Universal health care, is that better than UBI? Free college, is that better than UBI? Guaranteed work, government job, is that better than UBI? If you actually have people just think about UBI, so Donald Trump is saying this, saying that, then it's your turn to speak, and then you just continue to explain UBI, and you cause people to think about it, and you give them the space to think about this idea and walk them through the process. Then Donald Trump keeps speaking, and then here you go again, explaining UBI, walking them through the process. This is for you. Simple, easy to understand, right? You don't need to be aggressive at all. Andrew Yang is not running. He has such a good idea that he's actually not running against any candidates. He's only competing against himself. How well can he describe, explain, expound upon universal basic income, the freedom dividend? How well can he explain that concept? Because all the other things he wants to do, they're great, they're fantastic, or with climate change, when it comes to social justice, whatever. But my God, man, let's be honest. UBI is the thing. UBI is the thing. That is his ticket. That is what gets him forward. And all he really needs to talk about is UBI. Marva's saying not going after their past voting records and past political actions like the others. Yes, I'm right there with you, right? I get it. You're saying he's not being aggressive, like going after people's past. He's going to be talking about policy. He's going to stick to the facts. And I like it when Andrewyang says that. He says, look, I'm just going to stand there and be the perfect contrast to Donald Trump. I will actually say smart things. I will actually talk about the real problems, and people will hear the difference between the way I speak and the way he speaks. So I think that's great. And not going after people's past and not attacking people, I think that's absolutely fantastic. That's great. I think that's good. But I want him to hammer home how good UBI is. And I don't want him to waste even a moment, especially now. He can't waste a moment of speech. He has to actually explain this to the American people. Here's the thing. Let's say you're in a debate with Trump, right? And you manage to properly rebuttal what he's saying. You manage to actually get at him, right? And take him down a notch. Do the people watching, do they recognize the value of what you're saying? Do they believe that you've taken him down a notch? That's a difficult thing, right? You can attack, and some people go, oh, it was too hard of an attack. Oh, it was out of bounds. Oh, it was, how people talk, like, how dare she? I'm thinking of Tulsi Gabbard when she went after Kamala Harris. People criticizing her, One side they like it, another side they think it's she looks, whatever. I don't want to talk about that. So you attack Donald Trump, right? You attack Donald Trump. You take him down a notch. Now his supporters, are they on your side? Do they like that you've taken down Donald Trump? Here's the thing. The moment Donald Trump started running for president, became a candidate for the presidency, and certainly the moment he got elected, he stopped being an individual and he started being a representative for a set of ideas and ideals. He became a representative, a spokesperson, an avatar, a stand-in for what people believe. So any amount of taking him down, any amount of attacking him, or anything that could be perceived as attacking him, is going to be perceived as attacking his supporters, his base. And I hope you guys don't think that Donald Trump supporters are just a bunch of racists, okay? Maybe there's some racists in there, okay? Maybe there are, but it's certainly not the majority, right? Millions and millions of people, almost half the country voted for Donald Trump, okay? You got to win some of them over. You want to win some of those Donald Trump supporters over. Actually, a lot of them, all of them. He's a problem solver, Andrewyang. He's not a politician, so he's not taking sides. It doesn't matter that he's in the Democratic Party. He's not taking sides. Don't be a politician. Just do that for the technicalities. And when you get there, when you talk to people, you say, I'm on your side. I'm for you, Donald Trump supporters. So it's not about beating them. It's about recognizing that Donald Trump is their spokesperson, and then to honestly value those things that he's a representative of, to actually try to solve their actual problem. Then when you're empathetic with them and you're on their side, then you communicate your solution. And when they hear that from a place of not somebody who's attacking Donald Trump, but somebody who's on Donald Trump's side, I mean, essentially that's what he has to be. He's going to be the president. Andrewyang is going to be the president of everyone, every human being, including Jeff Bezos, including Donald Trump, including whoever, man. He's going to be the president of everyone. So he has to be Donald Trump's president too. He has to want what's good for Donald Trump as well, in essence, in spirit, okay? He doesn't have to give him back massages or anything. Look, I'm like a dummy, okay? I know that. I'm like a comedian, a motivational speaker. I can motivate, smart enough to do that, but I'm kind of a dummy. And I'm not some political whiz or anything like that. I'm not learned. I just know a little bit about how to communicate to people. I know a little bit about what motivates people. And I know a lot about what motivates me and what gets me going. And what I've liked about Andrewyang's campaign is that as I followed it, Andrewyang has been doing a lot of what I would want a politician to do. I was very surprised the way he speaks, the way he talks, the way he interacts with people, the way he explains things. And it's fantastic. But as the campaign goes forward, I'm just a tiny bit nervous about, how he's changing, I don't want him to become more politician-y. I don't want him to be the best politician. Right now, he's like actually becoming the best politician, and I don't want him to be a politician. I want him to be a problem solver, an entrepreneur in office. Here's one of the advantages that Andrew Yang has. He has this advantage that the Democrats right now are incensed. They want, look, their thing is vote blue no matter who. All right? Vote blue no matter who. Whoever is that nominee is going to get their support, okay? There's no way Andrew Yang becomes a nominee and people are like, I wanted Joe Biden to win, so I'm not voting, okay? Every single person who would vote for Joe Biden would vote for Andrew Yang if he's the nominee. Every single person who would vote for Bernie Sanders, well, I don't know about Bernie Sanders, but the other candidates, anybody, Elizabeth Warren, they would all vote for Andrew Yang. At least a hefty majority of them, almost all of them, I would say. So you don't got to worry about winning over the blue. You don't have to worry about appealing to that type of base. You need to convert those people who voted for Donald Trump and all independents. Independents, Andrew Yang should have it in the bag. They should know we've got ourselves here someone who's like us, an independent, someone who actually is independent. So don't play this Democrat game and don't do this Donald Trump attacking thing, even if it works. Here's the thing. You want to win with the principles that you want to govern with. Right? The way you win matters. It could be that attacking Donald Trump, it could be that going after him, it could be that trying to get the media on your side is a way that you're going to win, get popular enough to win. But then, are you really in a position that's different than any other president? Do you really have the clout and the social capital and the revolution that you're looking for? Not if you fight your way and get there the same way as everyone else. You've got to get in there with a landslide. You've got to come in there with everyone behind you. You got to get in there the opposite of polarization, right? Unity. You've got to get in there by unifying. And so this whole trying to appeal to the media and being sensational and all that stuff in a way that involves conflict, I don't know. Even if it's like subtle conflict, even if you're just, I don't know if that's the way, because when you get into office, then you'll have to govern that way. You'll always have that relationship with the media and the world. What is he going to do? How is he going to keep our attention? My God, engage the public. Get them to be on your side. You're going to get $1,000 a month from Andrew Yang. This is your vested interest. You're going to do the job to evangelize for him. You're the one who's going to fight for him because you're actually getting something direct from this president, not promises. There's no way he can make this campaign promise and not follow through. He has to do it. It's just like Donald Trump and his wall. Donald Trump has to build that wall. But unlike the wall, like that wall gets built. Okay, suddenly is everything different? I don't know. I can't see that. But if I get $1,000 a month, boy, of course, man, you totally see it different right away. Right away. My goodness. What's one drummer saying here? One drummer says, Buttigieg can't plagiarize Yang unless Yang is the source of the material. Yang admits that his ideas are not original. Yeah, I'm going to talk about Buttigieg later on here. Let me finish this chunk. Okay, so he's got vote blue no matter who. Independents, they're tired of attacks. Even slight attacks, okay? I just want to hear someone solve a problem. That's what I want. Don't want any type of attacks. I would rather Trump go, you're stupid, you're an idiot. And then you go, this is how universal basic income will help your life. You're so stupid, you can't do anything. This is how universal basic income will change your life. Comrade Yang, I love you all. I love you, Donald Trump. Here is how we're going to save your life. It's time for things to change. No more attacks, no more barbs, no more criticisms. I can solve your problem. Blah, 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 blah. Right? Be different. Win that way. Win those independents. The only attack that Andrew Yang should level against the president is that he can solve problems better. That's it. That's his core principle. That's his guiding light. He's a problem solver, and he can solve problems better. He doesn't have to say that Donald Trump can't solve problems. All he has to do is say that he can solve problems better. Then people have to ask themselves, who do I think is smarter, Donald Trump or Andrew Yang? Andrew Yang doesn't have to say that Donald Trump is a dummy or whatever he thinks. Andrew Yang just has to say, do you think I'm smarter? That's a way of saying that someone's dumb without saying that they're dumb. I don't know if he believes that he's dumb. I'm just saying. Marv says, it does sound good when you say it. Thank you for that, buddy. I appreciate that. And look, I'm thinking things through and I'm trying to figure out the right way. I don't know for sure what the right way is. And maybe I'll evolve on my thinking and we'll see how things play out. You know, maybe I'm wrong, but if you're going to be different, then you have to be different the whole way. You can't be like everyone else, and then I'll be different when I'm president. So if you're going to win, and if you're going to govern in a way that's holistic, that brings people together, unifies, that leaves out the attacks, then start that now. Show people how you act right now. All right. What I want to say here. So describe a UBI. So win by exemplifying those principles. Win by exemplifying the principles. And think about what's going to be after the election. Obama got elected, and there was this huge movement behind him, and it was beautiful and sensational. And if Andrew Yang had a victory like that, or Elizabeth Warren or Bernie Sanders or whoever, you'd be like, oh, wow, that's amazing, that's incredible. But after that amazing campaign and that amazing victory, after that, Obama had stalemate after stalemate after stalemate. They just fought him. Now, if Andrew Yang wins, of course the politicians are going to fight him, or want to. But if their supporters, if those politicians' supporters are also on board with Andrew Yang, then the politicians will have no legs, they'll have no power. Andrew Yang will say, no, I won't do what you want. I'm going to do what the people want. And they'll have to say, yeah, we have to, because our own people are saying, do what Andrew Yang says. Don't be in his way. So this has got to be a campaign where you are, getting the other side. I know Marianne Williamson was on stage, talking about love. Love is the only thing that can defeat Donald Trump. She was right. She's right. If you defeat Donald Trump with hate or any measure of hate, you become like Donald Trump. If we win with the same tactics that other politicians win with, we will use those tactics when in office, because that's what we know. This campaign is an opportunity for us to use our imagination, use our creativity, use our problem-solving skills, and find a different way to the White House, one that bypasses the traditional roads. The road to the White House is paved through the media. Do you think that road is not without traps? That road is well worn. They know exactly what to do on that road. I do not want Andrew Yang to be popular with the news media. They're going to gobble him up alive. It's the road. It's like Frodo has to go to Mordor. He has to dump that ring inside the volcano, inside the lava. It's like if he just went straight through, instead of going around and going through the forest and climbing up the wall, he just went straight to the front gates. The media. There's the Eye of Sauron. I see you. Ding, ding, ding. Don't want the eye to see you. Want the eye to be like, what? What? What happened? How did you get here? You don't want them to see you coming? The media. Do it somewhere else. Come on. Maybe do both. Okay, you can attack, you can do all those things, but maybe do both. Don't attack though. Don't attack. All right. Just so you know, you Yang folks, the numbers are important to you. Math, by the numbers, Donald Trump is better at attacking than Andrew Yang. More practice, more time in the ring, more inclined to do it. You got to see the numbers there. Come on. If I went in the ring to go and fight St. Pierre, I'm going to get my butt kicked. It doesn't matter how good my heart is. It's going to whack me. Okay? But if I stand outside of the cage and I lock the cage and I poke him with sticks, man, I'll win. Well, maybe not. I'll probably just break my sticks and kill me anyway. Don't attack an attacker, man. Don't attack somebody who just lives for attacks. It just seems so stupid. Oh, let's go get there. Let's rile up Donald Trump. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? Go rile up Kanye West, man. Go rile up. Go to the celebrities that support Bernie Sanders, whoever, and talk to them and say, hey, Cardi B, I know you're for so-and-so. Let me see if I can convince you otherwise, Go to Will Smith, Go to Jim Carrey, Talk to them. Convince them. Oh, my God. Anyway, This stuff keeps me up at night, folks. Think about it all the time. All right, those are the numbers. The last thing in this section I want to talk about is I just want to say optimism, generally speaking, in a political campaign, an optimistic message almost always beats a pessimistic message. People respond far more to optimism than they do to pessimism. Pessimism keeps people home, right? One of the things that the Republicans do, because there's so many more people, bodies like human people on the side of the Democrats, the Republicans, what they do is that they try to make things negative and make it sour and make it all about fighting and making it down to suppress the vote. And people will get, there's no hope and change, there's no message of optimism, so they just stay home, right? And so they know, hey, instead of trying to get our voters out, let's just get the other side's voters down and let's make it a hostile environment and conflicting, so people just go, I don't even want to think about it. Pessimism doesn't help. But an optimistic gets people out. An optimistic message gets them standing in line. An optimistic message gets them talking about you. An optimistic message is something that people want to think about. That's how you get your message across. It's not left, it's right, it's forward, right? That's an optimistic message. It's not left, not right, it's forward. That's optimistic. I will move us forward, and I'm not going to do it by demonizing anyone, not even Donald Trump. If I look at Donald Trump and I do not demonize him, and I do not bring him down, and I do not attack him in any way, then when I look at you, you Republican, when I look at you and say I am on your side, you will believe me. Because the person who is the easiest to hate, I don't hate. The person who's easiest to discount, I don't discount. The person who's the easiest to set aside, I do not set aside. I'm his president too, so I will be your president. That's what he should tell people. Tell them, Andrew Yang, tell them the truth. You're on their side. I know. I'm not saying anything that I don't think you already believe. This is not political messaging. This is what you already believe. And I don't want you to be convinced by anybody. I don't want you to be told by anybody to do anything differently, man. And do it the way you know. Follow your instincts. Unite. Unite.